What's up, everybody? Are y'all ready or no? It is 5 p.m. here on the West Coast, Northern California, Stockton, California to be exact, baby. We got a lot of processes going on this laptop that has my shit running super slow, but we can't close them or else we're gonna lose once in a lifetime audio footage, which I really don't have the fucking time to waste waiting on this shit. So we're gonna go ahead with the podcast anyway because I'll be goddamned if I keep missing my podcast 2 and 3 weeks in a row. I'll put a body on the ground. Okay, I'm not no goofy ass bitch that don't give a fuck about her job and her decisions in life. I'll shoot you. So, with that being said, we also have a new ticker at the bottom of the Cherry Franklin Show on YouTube and Facebook. So you guys do have a little bit different information, a little bit different way of reading the information at the bottom there. And I'm not really feeling it because it doesn't have all the information displayed it all the time. So we might go back to the regular banners tomorrow. But why the fuck this music playing? But bitch, it's time to smoke. Yeah, 5:32 p.m. here on the West Coast, Northern California, Stockton, California to be exact. Y'all, let's get into this smoke session so we can check on the world and all the funky shit they got going on.
Line and have me feeling like you own me. I'ma come and tap on your shit, bitch. You know me. I'm too to do shit. Move too slow. I'm put him on his own. He's feeling out his buzz. Stretcher full of bodies. Streets catching shells. Now kissing up that Cali, blowing down high as hell. Now I got hella partners elevated. You can't hang around. I got too much stand up in my soul to sit and play around. The reason why I got 100 tatted on my chest. I'ma get to this money till I take my last breath. The reason why I got 100 tatted on my chest. I'ma get to this money till they lay me down to rest.
Oh, this program is not functioning my freestyles right now. See what I'm saying? How it just fucked up it, bruh. It just fucked up my whole internet. You got me in all all the life fucked up. Nope. Like this is what we came for. For real though. And again, justice for James Riviera Jr.
Line and have me feeling like you own me. I'ma come and tap on your shit, bitch. You know me. I'm too quick to do shit. They move too slow. I'm put him on his own. He's feeling out his buzz. Stretcher full of bodies. Streets catching shells. Now kissing up that Cali, blowing down high as hell. Now I got hella partners elevated. You can't hang around. I got too much stand up in my soul to sit and play around. The reason why I got 100 tatted on my chest. I'ma get to this money till I take my last breath. The reason why I got 100 tatted on my chest. I'ma get to this money till they lay me down to rest. Way too fun. Let's talk about my love life. Let's talk about out at 19 and honorary thug like it's hard to throw shade on that motherfucking shine when I make my own way and do this quick shit fly. Never take it from me, cause you grind till I die. Go get it, throw your motherfucking hands to the sky. Getting money by the hundred, moving by the thousand. I love the way it feels when I suck it and I count. I could get a bag if I wanted, that's for sure. I'ma press down and check and double back before I go. Fuck a broke, if these bitches let me go to the store without costing $40 for some gas and some drugs. Bitches always wanna smoke, hella gassy at a pole. Only tiny bitches donuts when I pull up and I tow. Pew pew 22s before I let the 40 go. I'ma reach all in your pocket before you put me on the floor. Pew pew 22s before I let her 40 rounds. Reach all in your shit before you put me on the ground.
See how it do me?
Too many reasons or excuses why we treat each other useless and we get so damn inclusive. Why we bring each other down like some motherfucking clowns. When the truth is that we need each other desperately like oxygen and else we rock the ground. Lately we on love, not pounds. Lately wasn't done, not around. You can tell it's anybody sound. Shooting blank shots, I'ma need a round. I'ma find my love on the other side of town. Boy, stop and get off me, a motherfucking bossy. Get steady jumping while you talking about me. Only trying to make a million, yeah, bitch, stop it. You know I gotta pay to stay free and try to live. So with money on my mind, slaving for it all the time. You trying to hurt my hustle, but I elevate the grind. Listen, if you want to change, you can't be spending up your dimes. You just sleeping and you dreaming. How you spend your time, get high. Yeah, we got a big story. Really?
That's Guapale, closer. Y'all don't know Guapale. Guapale from the Bay Area. She don't really like cigarettes. Neo Soul Sister. But she do the R&B ratchet shit a little bit too, I think, here and there. Not as much as everybody else, though. I hear my phone's making noise. I don't know what they got going on. Y'all, we gonna turn the volume down a little bit on the next one. Cause it's a couple things I want to talk about, a couple things I want y'all to think about as we go into the next week. Y'all, there is a petition on change.org for a forced stimulus check. Y'all need to get on there and make sure you're paying attention to that. If you are able to vote in favor of a forced stimulus check. If you work for the government, if you work for the city, the county, the state, and you did not lose your job in a restaurant or out here on the streets somewhere that doesn't have a good health insurance or you know what I'm saying, or doesn't have it, even a paperwork system, you know what I'm saying, you are the voice for the people who lost their jobs. Please vote in favor of a stimulus check and advocate in favor of one, because although the people in government didn't lose their job, a lot of everybody else did. So y'all, that's change.org for the forced stimulus check petition. Alright, we're gonna turn the volume back up. I also want to say justice for George Floyd, justice for Ahmaud Arbery, justice for Breonna Taylor, justice for Vanessa Gillen, justice for Elijah McClain, justice for Ma'Khia Bryant, justice for Adam Toledo, justice for Sandra Bland and Eric Garner.
Always have a purpose when I show up. I'm all about that paper, let's be
James Riviera Jr. as well. We took part in the protest for him last year. There have been more killings by the police in Stockton, California since then. It may raise a question of awareness to the mothers and fathers in the community of Stockton, how comfortable they are with officers that have already killed Stocktonians still running Stockton.
So I smile, still gotta go and get my cash right. Baby, ain't no telling living this fast life. Ain't no telling what I'm gonna do. Can't lose my head,
I don't know if everybody's getting the forced stimulus check. I believe they're trying to do several things this time around. Child tax credits, monthly child payments, vaccine credit. If you get vaccinated and got your vaccination cards, you can get some type of health care credits or some type of refund or something. Also, a $15 minimum wage, federal minimum wage, and a forced stimulus check. So, y'all, there's a lot of things going on right now. They're working on, I believe, American Rescue Plan, several stipulations. We got somebody in the chat who has already got their vaccine. Okay, touche. I'm glad to hear that you're still alive and breathing. I feel like those of you that don't have great health already should not be injecting virus cells into your body. Unless you are on some type of medicinal schedule. Unless you have health and vitamins and back, you know what I'm saying? All of that, you know. Otherwise, you need vitamins and to breathe clean, fresh air and to stay clean and healthy. Y'all, this is a song I recorded in Alabama with Juju, another R&B singer. I believe he raps too, though. But he sang way more. Just love me, just love me, just love me. Just hold me, just hold me, just hold me. Don't leave me, don't leave me, don't leave me. This is my confession. I hope it doesn't mess up all of my blessings. Baby, I'm stressing. I learned my lesson and I can't take it no more. Try to hold it in, but it feels like such a lie. Can't hold it back because it hurts so much deep down inside. Each day that passes by, I take a look into your eyes. Feels like I wanna cry, and this is why. Cause baby, I'm so scared to lose you. If you left my life, girl, I wouldn't know the first thing to do. Gotta know for sure, don't want you to close that door. Cause I promise that this shit won't happen anymore. Just love me, just love me. Just hold me, just hold me, just hold me. Don't leave me, don't leave me, don't leave me. Oh, oh. I need your time and your patience, devotion. Give you my heart, these are not human emotions. Even if you're so, baby, I'm ready. Oh, all right, y'all. It's time to check out some news. I know this is not my favorite part, but it's a necessary part of the show. Um, we do check on the forced stimulus check, and we do check on the Mod Arbery cases and things like that. As well as the major events affecting us and injustices in the news. In the case of a Marbury, young black man who was killed for jogging through a white neighborhood.
The murder of Ahmaud Arbery. Defense attorneys arguing that Arbery was, quote, not running for pleasure or health and did not act in self-defense, but was instead an attacker in the incident. Arbery was killed in Brunswick, Georgia in February 2020 in a case that, as you know, has drawn national attention. Greg and Travis McMichael and William Ronnie Bryant have pleaded not guilty to first-degree murder. The legal filing comes after a May hearing at which defense lawyers sought to present evidence of Arbery's past brushes with the law and mental health to a jury. Prosecutors who labeled that effort a smear have not yet filed their response brief. The judge has not yet ruled on the matter either.
All right. That's they're trying to say that he has a history of theft. At a local corner store, convenience store. They try to say that he had a criminal history. That's why they chased him down because they thought he had attacked somebody or robbed
Kimberly,
somebody.
I want to start with you if I can, please. You've been a prosecutor, and when I heard this, my ears kind of perked up.
But did he kill somebody, though?
Concede that this is privileged, and they're going to say we're not going to try to introduce this because we're acknowledging the privilege. Perhaps they're, a better prosecutor than I was, because I would have fought hard to get them in saying, look, this was recorded. They heard the announcement. They knew a third party was listening. They knew the government was listening. You can't say this was something like pillow talk in the bedroom. Tell me your reaction to the state's concession of that, please.
No, I absolutely agree. I was totally surprised that they conceded that. I literally expected them to argue to be able to get those calls in. It's just like you said, it's not like they were in a conference at their home having a conversation and their phones were tapped or somebody was, eavesdropping and listening. Like, it literally says, this is secure. It's being recorded. Anything that you say. So you already know it's being recorded, and you know this is a high-profile murder case, and they're going to listen to every call that's made. The judge would have to make a decision on this. There's no way I would have gave up those phone calls with his wife so easy.
Yeah. I appreciate it, Judge. Brian Dunn, give me your take. If you were in that position, in the position of the state making the argument, would you have conceded that one?
Middle of the smoke session, we listened to a few songs.
What is the elephant in the room?
Couple updates on the Ahmaud Arbery case.
Calls between.
We also did say to visit change.org and vote.org to make a difference in your city and state if you are able to vote.
It's those other 1,500.
Change.org, justice for George Floyd, justice for Ahmaud Arbery, justice for Breonna Taylor, justice for Vanessa Gilliam, justice for Elijah McClain, justice for Micaiah Bryant, justice for Adam Toledo.
As though they're making a concession, but in reality, they may be doing a form of horse trading by saying we just don't want to have a rule, and we are going to take the high ground here and recognize the spousal privilege, probably because they're not that incriminating. We're going to expect you to be fair. We're going to get all of these other calls in, and I think that probably is the story behind the story, as they say.
Sure, that's a really good point. Sometimes you lose a little battle in the short term, but you win the war in the end if you play your cards right. I appreciate that. Let's switch gears. So much to uncover here. I have just been beside myself watching this hearing go on and on. I want to talk to you both about this character.
They said they're trying to do some character witness. They had some a tap phone call or something. They did have the interview or something, or some type of reporter statement from a local convenience store owner saying that she recognized Ahmaud Arbery as being a young who steals out of her store on a regular basis over the
Evidence
past several
that
years.
these defense attorneys are trying to convince the court that it's proper to have it come in. We're talking about 10 prior bad acts, so to speak, with respect to the victim in this case is past conduct long before the incident that's in question. To me, I think this is a propensity problem and they can't get around it, and there is no way the court should allow this to come in. I want to get your take on, do you see any legal exception, the judge allowing them to introduce any of these 10 acts? Judge Kimberly, I'll go to you first, please.
No, I don't. And I would be highly surprised if any of those remote acts that they had no prior knowledge of would be deemed relevant to help them with their claim of self-defense.
Right. And I'm so glad you mentioned that no prior knowledge of, because this is, I'm going to piggyback on that with your question, Brian. So when we talk about a self-defense case, we know that sometimes if a defendant is putting forth a self-defense plea, then a victim's character can become an issue. As surprising as that seems, it can come in to show that if the defendant had a reasonable fear of this victim because of what he knew about him or her, previously, but there's no evidence. They knew nothing about Ahmaud Arbery. Brian, your reaction?
Well, there's so many things going on here, Julie, and it's really wonderful that you're exposing folks to what really.
That internet is tripping.
To what really happens in a trial. Because all of the decisions that are going to be made in connection with these motions are going to directly decide what happens when the case gets before a jury. But the idea is there's always the arguments that are made, and then there's the real thing. The real thing is they want to prejudice Ahmaud Arbery. Because if they can show that he's got mental health problems, if they can show that he's had prior spats with the law enforcement, if they can show that he has any kinds of unstable behavior, that's the kind of thing that's very hard to unring.
They're saying there's no evidence that those men even knew who Ahmaud Arbery was before the incident happened. There's no evidence that they knew anything for a fact about Ahmaud Arbery.
When the jury hears that, because even though the judge may give a limiting instruction and say that you're not supposed to consider this for the purpose of determining how he acted, they always do. But one of the things that I'm hearing in the argument is the concept of expert witnesses. Now, expert witnesses can open the door because there's a basic concept of fairness, and that is, if you're going to try to say that you're a good person, then I get to try to say that you're a bad person. And experts can rely on anything. They can rely on things they haven't seen. So what I'm hearing is that if they have an expert in his state of mind, that actually could open the door, Julie.
Excellent analysis from you both. I can't wait to ask you more questions. You're going to kindly stay with us. I just am being told I have to take a commercial break. So we're going to step aside for that. When we come back, we're going to continue our live coverage of the motions hearing happening in Georgia over the killing of Ahmaud Arbery, and also turn our attention to another motions hearing. This one happening in Minneapolis, Minnesota today. Cameras were not permitted in the courtroom. No electronic devices were allowed in, but our crew was there. And so we're going to unpack everything that was discussed on the record for you next on Court TV Live. Don't go away.
All right, come on, y'all. We're going to close it out. Number 5 per square. We're going to close it out on Facebook and YouTube and fade to the background apps and the live streams and the pay sites and all of that. Again, please be aware of what's going on, y'all. Derek Chauvin, who murdered George Floyd, facing 75 years in prison. Ahmaud Arbery's killers, all three white men in regular clothing, now facing charges for federal hate crime, racism, and profile. Now fighting this case in court, saying that they have knowledge of a criminal history of Ahmaud Arbery. However, having no evidence, no previous, no police report. So, you know what I'm saying? It's not really believable and shit. They don't really have evidence. So, we're not gonna tell them what evidence to have, so they could go make it with the trials already happening, and the life has already been lost. Pretty sure Ahmaud Arbery hadn't killed anybody in his life either. So, y'all visit change.org to sign these petitions, y'all. Justice for George Floyd, justice for Ahmaud Arbery, justice for Breonna Taylor, justice for Vanessa Gillen, justice for Elijah Payne, justice for Ma'Khia Bryant, justice for Adam Alito. Okay. The forced stimulus check, shut down the restaff Fort Hood, disband ICE, defund the wall. What else? Because if I get up right now, I gotta do hella shit. Then I gotta get ready to work until this check get here. Getting paid to work for yourself. Yeah, I also want to tell y'all to visit vote.org, legalizing businesses in your community, business licensing available, the growing and more opportunities and more and working in partnerships programs. Yeah, there's a lot of things you could do. Parks and recreations, public events, okay, all the way to community services, community programs, educational programs, after school programs, public transportation, public housing, healthcare clinics, free healthcare clinics, the YMCA, the Boys and Girls Club of America, and Planned Parenthood. So many things necessary, necessary to help. It takes a village, you know what I'm saying? Also, the propositions, y'all. If you hear about Prop 22s, Prop 17s, Prop 10 propositions, you can read up on those and see when is the next vote coming up in your county, in your city, and as well as the politicians running for office. If you are able to register or etc. at vote.org. All of that, all of that, all of that. All right, we finna get up out of here, y'all. We're about to fade to the background in the pay sites and get on these beats. I'm pretty sure we're ready for some raps or something. Thank y'all for being here. I love y'all. You're beautiful. Your soul is beautiful. Your energy is positive. You're important to me, your community, your family, and your friends. And I love y'all. Thank y'all for being here. All of that, for making me a top streamer. Thank you for my money. All of that, all of that, all of that. We're gonna fade to the background. Peace out. Have a wonderful day.